Hello, queers, peers, and fabulous beards, and welcome back to today's Monday Progress Update. It has been about a week since I shared anything for our Monday check-in, and honestly, I got a little burnt out. I've been thinking maybe from now on I'll do 3 weeks of updates and take a week off just to help prevent feeling like this, and so that I don't have to constantly produce content. But I did have a blast working on animatics during the week that I was off. That's something new that I'm adding to my schedule. Not under any pressure, however, because, they're not mandatory. I want to work on them when inspiration hits me, or maybe when those brainworms take over. But not because I have to. It's really been fun for me, and it's also rewarding to see you all really enjoying Pinky and Inky. So that just makes my day and makes me more motivated to do it more often. I have lots of other ideas that I'm excited to create on my own time, and I can't wait to share all of that with you soon. So during my week off, I've mostly relaxed. I drew whatever I felt like, and I kept it simple. I managed to finish some comic pages, which I do pretty regularly, but I hit some tough spots along the way, both on new pages and with the Eternity video that I'm working on slowly. That kind of burnout really made me realize that I needed to take a step back and take a break. I see now that I work better when I've had my basic needs met. Lately, I wasn't eating well, sometimes forgetting or munching on junk, and I was only getting about 5 to 6 hours of sleep at night. So it's kind of no wonder I felt like I was burning on embers. Even though this video might sound like it had some big revelation, it's actually just common sense. And my therapist would probably be whacking me over the head with a crowbar or something. Who knows? He wouldn't do that. I'm lying. Anyway, I know there will be ups and downs, and I'll keep battling that uphill battle of learning how to take care of myself under the pressure of constantly wanting to or needing to reduce in a system that's deeply ingrained in both me and probably a lot of other people. I don't want to submit to that, and it is tough to resist it, so I'm trying to focus on what I love, staying mindful and noticing those habits that aren't serving me. And while I was taking a step back, I also decided to change the release day for my comic episodes for a while. I had switched from Sunday to Saturday, and I'm now going back to Sunday. That feels right for me, and it's essentially more or less my protest against the Sabbath. I love waking up knowing some folks are reading my comic instead of going to church and getting brainwashed. There is a certain catharsis in that, knowing I might irritate some of the Christian community. Honestly, the bigger issue with how religion affects this country makes me want to keep flipping that middle finger in whatever small ways that I can, especially with the more recent news, even though this was written a while ago, with them entertaining the idea of removing and revoking same-sex marriage. Who would have guessed that was going to happen? And with that in mind, that is something that I hope to tackle more within the comic in the coming chapters, especially with the introduction of Father Fritz being the minor villain of the story. If you haven't figured that out yet, then sorry, spoilers. So essentially the idea is that I'll be diving deep into my own thoughts and struggles with religion through using Pavo. But even now, the scenes that I'm working on are still pretty fun. Sometimes making pages isn't easy though, and this week was a bit of a challenge, but I talked to my friend Comic and my wife about the scenes that I'm currently crafting, and I have clear reason for what these characters are doing finally. And I wanted to show more of that. I wanted to have more of a show rather than a tell, even though Ziggy's narrating throughout all of this. So with Cassandra, there's this interesting contrast between Ziggy's opinions about her and what he actually sees. Ziggy isn't crazy about Cassandra right now, but he still notices that she's not a complete heartless bitch. And that kind of is shown through how she lets an old grandma sneak her pocket pet past security. And that sort of helps showing that behind Cassandra's tough militaristic front, there's a caring side. She's just rough around the edges and may act like a goblin around her friends. Then, of course, we shift over to Benna, which I managed to capture in a quick video, and she came together a lot faster than Cassandra's did, and I wanted to show how observant that she is, that you really don't want to cross her, but her sharp eyes help her judge and act accordingly. Eventually wrap up with Pinky and Ziggy's, little guy gossip session, talking about Max and his adorable airheadedness, and Ziggy's growing respect for LaFanya, just before Pavo completely zonks out from exhaustion. I love making this comic, and weaving all these little details into the story. It's exciting to share more lore and character dynamics, and it makes me super happy to see people theorizing about where it's all headed, and it also keeps me sane amongst this administration. So, until next time, I'll catch you in the next episode. Keep those theories coming, and stay safe. Thank you for watching, and remember to make room, break the mold, and keep going.